Hello everyone and welcome to the OptiFish Partner Spotlight, a series that brings you closer to the people and innovations shaping the future of sustainable fisheries. I'm Lia Kasopoulou from Reframe Food, and as the Communications Manager for OptiFish, I'm happy to guide you on this journey. In today's episode, we'll discuss the crucial role of data in fisheries management with Antonis Koukourikos from SCiO Systems. Welcome, Antonis. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Leah. Thank you for inviting us.
So, SCiO focuses on integrating data from various sources to support the industry and regulatory authorities. Can you explain why having a so well-structured data management system is so important?
Sure. Having a robust data management system affects the efficiency of multiple aspects of a business or an organization. Firstly, it ensures that data for decision making is accurate, reliable, and accessible. Also, it helps to optimize different operations by providing possibly real-time insights into catch composition, fishing patterns, regulatory compliance, and so on. It can enhance monitoring, enforcement, and sustainability. Finally, it enables interoperability, transparency, and data-driven decision-making across the sector.
But with so much data being collected, concerns around security and privacy naturally arise, right?
Right.
So how does OptiFish ensure data protection while complying with regulations like GDPR, for example?
Firstly, we need to take care of different technical aspects like data anonymization, encryption, and interoperability. Secondly, there is a policy aspect to data management where we will make sure that we provide comprehensive and understandable consent forms where needed, ensure that people are always in control of their data and so on. Lastly, the entire platform will be under specific access control and authorization mechanisms to ensure that everyone can see the data they need and nothing else.
Okay, that's very important. One of the key challenges in fisheries management has to do with detecting illegal and unreported fishing. Would you like to share with us a few details about the technologies OptiFish leverages to address this issue?
Yes, very briefly, we have three main families of technologies in OptiFish. The first one, the automatic identification systems, are originally designed for collision avoidance, but are now used to monitor the vessel's movement and identify possible, unlawful movements. The drawback is that it can actually be shut off during the vessel's journey. Vessel monitoring systems instead are satellite-based, so they can be shut off and are frequently used for identifying if a ship follows due course. Lastly, remote electronic monitoring technologies are on board sensors of different modalities that send the required information in various means back to shore.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining the different technologies OptiFish leverages. Now, compared to traditional monitoring methods, what makes all these technologies more effective in detecting illegal fishing?
Well, an important thing is that they are active 24/7, so there's no need to have a specific checks schedule and costly operations put in place to achieve this thing. The second important thing is that while some of them can be shut off as said, if you combine these technologies like we will do in OptiFish, you ensure that there can be no tampering, or at least be very difficult to tamper with the reported data. All these result to lower costs, improved compliance with regulations, and if combined with AI techniques like we do in OptiFish, possibly faster insights, even real-time insights on the direction and intent of a vessel.
So while enforcement is essential, fisheries management also needs to support industry operations. How does OptiFish strike a balance between regulatory oversight and industry needs?
Well, the thing is that the data that these kinds of organizations need are not the same. So we need to customize access and permissions on the data that we will have available to make sure that they get the data they need, and everyone has complete data control, and we are transparent on the way we provide that control. We also need to align the standards and the regulations that different organizations rule to make sure that they are connected at the data level between them. And lastly, but most importantly, we need to have close collaboration with stakeholders to ensure that we have a stakeholder-driven design. That is, we build our tools on their needs and not on our ambition on what to do with the data.
Okay, so you develop everything with stakeholders in mind, and this is something very important.
Always. It's difficult for scientists and engineers to accept that, but we need to have always on our mind that we're not going for the fancier method or technology, but we're going for building tools that will actually be useful and acceptable.
Beyond enforcement, OptiFish is also developing tools to help fishers optimize their operations with real-time data on catch composition, fuel consumption, and revenue. How do these decision support tools improve efficiency and sustainability?
Let's take them one by one. So regarding catch composition, we aim to apply AI-driven species recognition technologies which can help fishers adjust the strategies to comply with their quotas, minimize discards, and so on. For fuel consumption and cost monitoring, we can integrate different dimensions relevant to that, like GPS information, towing force estimations, and vessel sensors to optimize their fuel usage, reducing their costs, and equally importantly, reducing their environmental impact. For revenue tracking and quota management, while this is not a priority for the first stage, at least, of the project, we can link catch data with market prices and the status of the quota to help them maximize their earnings while staying within the acceptable quotas for fishing.
Okay, so they come with economic benefits as well.
Yes, direct, like reduction of their costs, but also mid-term, let's say, benefits by optimizing their processes.
Okay, but of course, developing and implementing data-driven systems comes with challenges, I guess. What are the
Always.
biggest obstacles, and how do you ensure that both fishers and authorities adopt these tools?
Well, there are challenges at different levels. From let's say the bottom level, the technical one, like connectivity difficulties, where, as you understand, the connection with land is not always efficient and reliable when the vessel is at sea, to more engineering driven challenges like data synchronization, data harmonization, and so on, to more conceptual problems, which are the most important, like gaining the trust and ensuring the adoption of the tools by the users. As I said before, the most efficient way to ensure that is to include them from the beginning in the design of the tools. So they will trust and hopefully adopt a tool that they have helped define, build, and watch it evolve and improve.
But of course, developing and implementing data-driven systems comes with challenges, I guess.
Always.
So what are the biggest obstacles, and how do you ensure that both fishers and authorities adopt these tools?
Well, there are standard challenges having to do with the technical aspect of a data platform, from the low level, let's say, of connectivity and network connectivity, which is not always a given when a vessel is at sea, to more engineering relevant things like data synchronization, harmonization, and ensuring that all data streams are synchronized and properly processed, to the most important ones, which are conceptual, let's say, and have to do with the trust of the different stakeholders and the adoption of the tools. I think that the most surefire way to gain their trust is to involve them from the start in the design of the tool. I think that they are more prone to trust it if they have participated in their design. They see that it aims to fulfill their needs, and they can watch it evolve and improve.
Mm-hmm. And how do you plan to support this inclusive approach?
Well, firstly, we have dedicated partners in the project, mainly you, that ensure that we come in contact in a most efficient way with people willing to help us. We will have training programs like webinars, information days, and so on, to let them know what we aim to do. And given that we have brought them in, we can go in further detail with specific people, at least at the start, to better explain them how the platform is meant to be built and how the tools will help them in their different goals.
Okay, so collaboration is crucial for involving fishers from the very beginning.
Collaboration is crucial always, because the key is to not shut in your view, but listen to the people that you actually aim to address.
And what about the future? Looking ahead, how do you see data management and digital tools shaping the future of the fishing industry?
Well, as it happens with multiple sectors, the future will be clearly data-driven and AI-empowered. Things like data harmonization and data integration can help us build smarter decision support systems and apply more effectively AI and deep neural network technologies for analyzing the data. Provide smarter tools and faster tools to the sector. What will actually make a bigger difference is to find a way to properly introduce humans in the overall process, because an ecosystem-based approach where people understand, use effectively the tools, and get information they actually need from them, will allow them to make leaps toward improving the operations, efficiency, and environmental impact of the sector.
Okay, Antonis, thank you very much for being here today and giving us a deeper understanding of how data-driven solutions are transforming fisheries management.
Thank you to Leah. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope this was helpful.
It was a pleasure. To our audience, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the OptiFish Partner Spotlight. If you would like to learn more about OptiFish, visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, and follow us on social media for regular updates on our journey. See you in the next episode.